This is funny though. I have seen this. People are suggesting, yeah, Marathon's gonna flop like Concord. Meanwhile, the art style, Hydrogen Bomb versus Coughing Baby. Yeah, I think inevitably you're gonna get some people that just don't understand why Concord failed, that are gonna try to compare the two and be like, oh, Marathon's gonna flop too. No, I would be surprised if something like Marathon has anywhere near the problems that Concord did. The problem with Concord was that it was a game nobody wanted, a 5v5 hero shooter, or maybe it was 6v. I think it was 5v5. I've already forgotten. It's been wiped from my memory. But it was a hero shooter that was basically shadow dropped. I mean, they did like no play testing beyond the alpha play test that was not for feedback. It was just basically marketing. And they did have something that was relatively polished. I mean, it was well put together. It was just a game nobody wanted. The art design and art direction and character design certainly were very memeable. And it was like some of the designs were pretty laughable and pretty stupid. But that's also true of a lot of other games. Call of Duty currently has some hilariously stupid skins that are just dumb as hell. But like that has not caused that game to fail, because character designs do not make or break a game. They can be a component of why things are memeable, but they do not a great game make or break. Same with Marathon. People praise the art style a lot because it's very striking and stunning and well put together. But the game will not be good or bad based on that art style. A game could look like this and be unfun garbage. It could also look like this and be super fun and engaging, but the art style will not define the game. But inevitably, you know, you're going to get people that just are trying to latch on to the simplest thing. And I think really what it is that there's people, it's a human thing, but people latch on to like heuristics and basically little bitty cheat codes and little shortcuts their brain can make. You know, the stealing is wrong. You don't walk in a dark alleyway at night. You know, if somebody comes up to you holding a knife in your face, maybe walk away and go a different direction than that guy. You know, little cheats, shortcuts where you don't have to think through the intricacies of the moral dilemma of well, this the crime statistics in this area of the city are such that the alleyway probably is fine, and especially because there was a criminal that did live back there, but I saw an arrest report that said that he was picked up yesterday. You don't have to do all that research. You just go with the shortcut. Rule of thumb, right? And I think a lot of people try to do the same kind of mental shortcut with everything in life, including online discourse, where they go, Concord bad, Concord lose money, Concord bad because character design. Me no like character design here. This game do bad. And that's literally the extent of it. Like there's no nuance at all. They whittle it down to just a single variable problem, when in reality, the equation for whether a game succeeds or fails is like 50 variables. You know, it's crazy complicated. It's not as simple as just character designs or voice acting or even monetization. Games can have loot boxes and be tremendously successful. But that, I think, as in like knee-jerk reaction, could maybe be a negative. You can have paid skins, battle passes. You can do all that stuff and be successful because the equation is complex. And the biggest and most important variables are the quality of like the gameplay, the amount of content, post-launch support, whether you've built up a community. That type of stuff is way more important than whether you think that the characters look bangable, you know? And I feel like for some of these people, they're like, but does it have jiggle physics? Jizzle physics. Maybe that's also what they're looking for. But like they try to whittle it down to something incredibly simplistic like that, when it was never like that. And it's frustrated me because I covered a lot of Concord, but I've tried to be very clear. Concord did not fail because of the character designs. Like that's a component, sure. It's part of the equation. It certainly didn't help it, I'll tell you that much. But Concord ultimately failed because it was a game just flatly nobody wanted, that was expensive, that nobody felt compelled to try. And at a certain point, it became a bit of a meme that it was just bad and soulless and lifeless. And it really did fit into the stereotypical kind of corporate soulless game by committee type of thing, where it's like, we know what you're doing. Like you're making an Overwatch sort of clone years and years too late. It's polished. Certainly, but this is a game nobody asked for, and you're acting entitled to our money with it too. So what are we doing? You know?